Hello, it's NINJADAN. Today we're going to... When was Taego beating Sweeping Demon 2? I gotta check this out. I'm so out of the loop. Verifying. Wait, this was 4 months ago? Yeah, okay. Anyway, there are a lot of levels out there that I would like to bot, but because of the fact that it takes a while to edit botting videos, I can't release a botting video once every 3 days, or in fact sometimes I even struggle to do one a week. In fact, I've been doing one botting video every fortnight for a while, and the levels that take priority of course are the biggest levels that everyone's talking about at the moment. So there are a lot of levels I really like that I want to bot that I don't have the time to take a look at. So I thought about making this series where I go and take a look at a level that I think is pretty cool, and just show off what it's about. In fact, there was one level I actually heard about 2 years ago, perhaps even longer, that was mentioned in the comments section of my Zoink's secret project video, and that's called Acneas. So the reason why someone talked about this in the Zoink secret project video is because somewhere it's not there anymore. It'd be great if it was. It was either in the thumbnail, or it was in the title, or it was a pinned comment, or it was in the description. It was somewhere where it was easy to see. It said, to be verified by Zoink. And that is why 1 or 2 people said Acneas is the secret project. But of course that was not the case. I don't know why that part of the metadata is gone that contained that information. Perhaps because it wasn't true after it actually got officially verified. This original version might be top 1, but it has been verified now. And that version of the level is top 60-ish. Anyway, I also remember specifically the first time I came across this level after doing some research on all the suggestions that I got from comments in the Zoink secret project video. I remember specifically that Zoink actually commented, and it was a pinned comment. I don't know if maybe that original video has been straight up deleted off the servers, and then this is just a new video. But there was a Zoink comment here. I'm 70% sure. It's not there anymore though. I think it said something funny, although he didn't say anything about that he actually was going to verify it or anything, from what I remember. This entire level and the situation around it is more so a joke more than anything else. It is meant to be a silly joke level, and of course Zoink back in that day, and probably still now, really goes in on the jokes. In fact, there is some evidence that this comment does exist, and that information did exist, because, where is it? Here we go. If Zoink is actually verifying this, hopefully it will be beaten soon. So there is evidence that information did indeed exist somewhere on this video. And then here we have such a beautiful level. I can't wait for this to be verified by ... So maybe it wasn't as obvious as on the title, or perhaps this was after that information on the title was deleted and maybe put in the description. But the creator still says Zoink apparently is a wonderful person, aside from the slurs. Okay. Anyway, the person who made this looks to be a creator. They may or may not have rated levels, I'm not entirely sure, but these look pretty well done. There you go. 24 creator points. So yeah, this person definitely has a history building levels. But let's take a look through the level and see how it plays. And I guess I'll react to it. Practice is not recommended. Are there bugs implemented that specifically affect practice mode? Kulak obviously didn't make this part. That's kind of funny. Kulak inspired part in the joke level. Wait, this song is Extrula Supernova. Turn back. Yeah, it's actually a pretty decent looking skull, I have to say. So there mustn't be any hitboxes on that top row of spikes. Get ready. There you go, inspired by Kulak. Even just being honest about it. Hold. I feel like this section is designed to be overstimulating. There's just so many things in the foreground that absolutely crash in a ridiculous way. Okay, that is quite a silly wave. Is that Jumbo Josh? No way. Stop trying. This is one of the only levels I've ever seen that uses Garten of Bound. Once again, the existence of another quite flashy part. Are these meant to be intentionally bad looking block designs with the spikes inwards the way they are? Death is imminent. Oh, wow. All the waves in this are put together in such a ridiculous way. You know, it kind of reminds me of the silly stuff they put in impossible levels, which are now becoming the norm, I guess, in top 1 extreme demons. Just really ridiculous wave sections like that. Yeah, like that's probably the most normal wave section I've seen in this entire video. Yeah, we're definitely following the silent circles idea. Yeah, we're really starting to lean into the silent circles here, but it still doesn't quite feel like silent circles. It's definitely going for the 9 circles, but then when you go off the 9 circles plus a span plus a song, you think silent circles. You are strong enough. End screen. Is this proof of a flat earth? Acneas. What? Acneas? No, I'm sure this is yes, Acneas. What's this? Acneas? Did they intentionally spell it wrong on the end screen? Verified by question mark, question mark, question mark. Interesting, because it did say in the title somewhere that to be verified by Zoink. If that was the case, they would put that into the text there. This might be a later showcase. Now if we go into the verification, we're going to take a look at what Serpentical has to say about this verification. Firstly, it took them 12,000 attempts. Apparently it is harder than Truefit, but easier than Unknown. And if we look at the current demon list, so somewhere between here and here. So if we go exactly in the middle, it'll be top 80 instead of top 60. So like between Critical Heat and Check Steam. Apparently Crux GMD says it's harder than Natural Disaster, which would put it at least at 70, which is still not harder than Tartarus. I feel like Tartarus has been moved up, or a whole lot of things have been moved below it. And at the time this was the hardest Hungarian completion. So yeah, this has been verified, and I think with its decoration I think there's a chance it could get a rate, although I don't see it happening. And if you're wondering what else Serpentical has done, their hardest is Avernus, and they are currently one of the verifiers for vehemence after Evil's dropped or W pop-off was taken off the verification. I think it was because it was taking too long, something like that. That's all I have to say. That's Acneas.